Good morning.
This is Aisha. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yep.
Aisha? Okay. So Aisha is a local patient. You live right around the area here. And you first sought me out because you heard about me from
I did.
a girlfriend of yours. What did you overhear? What were you hearing that brought
Well,
you
she
here?
kept, she just kept on mentioning things about hormones. Like, you should really check out for your hormones and this, that, and the other. And I was having a whole bunch of symptoms. So finally I decided just to sit down and have a conversation with her. And she started talking to me about her Hashimoto's thyroid. And she started explaining the symptoms. And I had been having a host of symptoms for years. And decided from listening to her that I had what it was that she was talking about. So she gave me all of your information, and that's when I called you. And that was, God, I feel like it was 2 months ago.
It was about the end of
Okay.
August. Yeah.
It
So
feels,
we've been working together probably 6-7 weeks actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what were the main things that brought you here?
There were so many things, but part of it was my cycle, my period was completely out of whack. I thought I was perimenopausal or like going into menopause. I didn't know. Fatigue, body fatigue, brain fatigue, what else? Joint pain, muscle fatigue. Things where I used to do yoga 3 hours a week. I was a very physical person. All of a sudden, not having great control over my musculature, which was really unusual.
Right. Sleep.
Yeah.
You weren't sleeping
Sleep.
through
Oh
the
yeah, I
night?
wasn't sleeping at all.
Yeah.
I was a total insomniac.
Mm-hmm.
So that was going on. What else?
Yeah, you had some
Seemed
digestive issues.
Irritability, major
Irritability.
digestive issues. That was huge. Almost forgot about them because they're not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same
Yeah.
thing, but they were major. I was always bloated.
Yeah.
My stomach was really big. In fact, now that you mention it, I was saying to my husband, I was like, oh my God, where did my butt go? I had like this stomach. It made my stomach was so bloated, it made my butt look so incredibly flat. Like, so my whole body looked like I was just like, what's going on with my body? Like, it's a change and do you know that's the total opposite now?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was cracking up and laughing at him. I was like, look at how my body's sort of changing right back to normal. And that was like the kind of the last straw. It's funny when people get a little vanity or whatever. I was just like, oh my God, I can't walk around like this. This is
important.
Yeah, but I think that was really like, it's one thing to have irritability and sort of think that you're losing your mind. It's
Right.
another thing to see like your whole physical body change. And then through this 2-month process to actually see the physical body, like I can see that my body has changed. I haven't worked out. I haven't done anything that would result in that, you know what I mean? That kind of a shift. So for me, that was huge because I don't feel like that anymore. And it's a change that I can see. It's a change that he can see. And I'm experiencing less anxiety. I used to walk around completely just on eggshells. I was just, I don't know, just
Wow.
anxious all the time. So yeah, that's not there.
Wow.
I'm able to go out and like
Nice.
interact with people and not feel like.
Right. I want to get back to your cycle because you mentioned something to me about having these horrible cramps.
Terrible cramps. Like my mom used to call them labor pain type cramps. I mean, like that's the kind of cramps that I was having, and always had them for maybe 10 years. I don't know, on and off. Obviously, when I had my kids, I didn't have to worry about it, but they came back fully strong. 3 days of just major cramps, not really being able to even walk out of my bed. Like I would have to take Tylenol to diminish it, and that would be like I'd every 3 to 4 hours.
Wow. Wow.
The first 2 to 3 days, just to keep that inflammation down. Because I hadn't realized that I was inflamed. I was always inflamed. I always thought I was just experiencing inflammation during my cycle. And now I know, no, I was just inflamed every day, every month. Just inflamed. So I don't feel like that anymore.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So here we are 6-7 weeks later, and I want to point out here the reason you got this improvement is not just because they're good protocols, it's because you are an excellent patient.
Oh, thank you.
You did exactly as we asked you to do, right? And that's kind of the whole point is that I can give you the protocols, but if you don't follow them to the letter, they may not work, and a lot of people are going to say, "Yeah, I did them, but it doesn't work." But that's because you followed it to the letter.
I did follow it too. Yeah.
Yeah. And so here we are, 6-7 weeks later. What kind of percentage of improvement? What are you experiencing now? That
I would say about 70% improvement. The cramps, they are not 100% gone, but I would say that I feel like 70% better. Like, you know, I just don't feel like that same person. I can get up and do things during my cycle. And that wasn't the case. Day one, I would be completely laid out. I wasn't doing anything, not talking. Are you kidding me? I was just laid out. And then, I don't know, there's just so many.
Right. How about your fatigue levels? Like you mentioned, you're so much more productive.
Oh, I'm way more productive, and I just have a lot of energy. It was, when I first got here, I was saying to you that running up and down my stairs just would wipe me out. And now I run up those stairs and I have energy at the top of the stairs. I don't think about not having energy. The only reason why I thought about it was the fact that, whoa, I just went up these stairs and I'm not exhausted by the stairs. Like, right. I can go and do whatever it was that I was about to do and not have to think about it.
Right.
And I have a lot more energy for my kids.
Yeah. So
that's a less irritating, because when you don't have any energy and you're spent in so many different ways, everything is exhausting. And so I don't have that. I can think better. I mean, there are moments where, sure. I'm not quite 100%, but I'll take this over what I was 2 months ago, hands down.
And now you're doing this course that requires a lot of
thought
process.
I'm doing is thinking. All I'm doing is reading. I mean, within a week, I've read screenplay. I've done script analysis, character analysis, all these. I mean, it's nothing but writing.
Wow.
And I'm able to do that and get through it and not be completely frazzled and a mess.
Right.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, so what would you say to other people who are kind of looking into this and watching the videos and say, yeah, but I've tried everything?
Well, maybe you haven't tried this. And so that's what I would say. If you've tried everything, you obviously haven't tried this.
Right.
And so it behooves you to try it, because if you've spent so much time and energy and money and other areas, but you haven't gone a more naturopathic path, then it's not going to kill you and it's not going to drain your bank account to do it. And so that's what I would say.
Yeah. And I would imagine that just the benefits that you got out of it have been well worth it so far.
Well, no, absolutely. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't. This is what I wanted along. If I could have gotten this years ago, I would have done it years ago. I was looking for a doctor, and everywhere I was going, I just wasn't getting my needs met.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's what lots of people are experiencing.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And this is natural. That's the other thing. Instead of taking a bunch of pills that aren't going to benefit you, and no one knows what's wrong with you. Mm-hmm. We're finding out what's wrong with you and dealing with those issues. So.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this. Appreciate it.
Thank you.